I have always been an advocate for mental health, growing up in the public eye and receiving a lot of opinions. I don't know. It can take a toll on your mental health. I have a really good support system. And that's really what Seize the Awkward and the campaign Capture the Convo is really about. Having these awkward conversations, they can be daunting, they can be scary, but you could just be, in your backyard, at the kitchen table, we could be having a sleepover and we could talk about it.
For somebody wanting to take that next step with their mental health, I always say the same thing. It's a bit simple sounding, but it's just start talking.
Yeah.
Just like as soon as you start talking, whether that's with a therapist, with a friend, with a family member, whoever, immediately is just going to lift this weight off your shoulders. The next steps will show themselves. It's the hardest step, but it's the first one, and it's the most important one. It's Nia. She doesn't need an intro.
Precisely.
Nia, welcome to The Squeeze.
Thank you.
You are so welcome.
Thanks for having me.
What an intro.
Anytime.
What an intro. That's so good. Okay, so we start each episode off with a game called Citrus Got Real, which is this jar.
Ooh.
And it has some questions in there.
Okay.
If you would like to pull one out of there.
I would love to pull one out of there.
Oh, yeah, this is our ASMR drum roll.
Ooh. Is this one fine?
Yeah, do it.
Okay. Or should I get like
Whatever
one down?
you're feeling.
I do not know
Okay.
what they say. Well, technically I do because I printed them, but I don't remember.
Oh. Sounds good. Okay. I'm supposed to open it up, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Our lemon drops make these, so don't hold it against us.
Oh, okay. Okay. I won't. If you could travel anywhere from a movie, where would you go?
I like that
Ooh.
one.
She's like Ratatouille. We were talking about Ratatouille earlier.
Paris. Ratatouille. That's funny. Okay, so I've been to this place before.
Okay.
But I don't care. Like, I will go back 100 million times.
Wow.
I want to go to Greece because of Mamma Mia.
Ooh.
Okay. We haven't been.
Yes.
Well,
I've been.
you have.
I have family there, fun fact.
She's Greek. Yeah. Has family there. We need to do a trip like
That's
badly.
so cool.
Yeah.
It's one of my favorite places ever to travel to. I've been twice, and I've been to a few different of the islands, and they're like amazing. It is one of my favorite places ever.
Oh, so jealous.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
wow.
You'll have to go.
Did you have a favorite island or place?
I really loved it's a place called hopefully I don't butcher it, but Skiathos.
Okay.
And I loved it. I went for my 18th birthday. I went on a girls' trip with my mom, my aunt, and my nana.
Oh, wow.
And it was just so lovely because like that place wasn't super touristy. It's where like more of like, I don't know, like people from Europe just go there. Like there's not like a lot of Americans there, so they were so surprised to see us.
Right.
Yeah.
But it was so cool because we got to eat at really good restaurants and like just lay at the beach all day, and it was just a lot of fun. We went to that the mountain that has like the church on it, which is the church that was like filmed in the Mamma Mia movie. Oh. Maybe not inside the church, but the outside of it. Yeah. It was really cool.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
We need to just like actually book this trip and do it because we've been saying this for like.
Yeah, but I'm all about finding those places.
Yeah,
like
great.
I don't want to go to like the super touristy places.
That's great.
That'd probably be
My
like,
family's in Athens though, so we will just
Athens
have to
is great though.
make a pit stop.
Was it?
There?
Yes.
Okay.
You have to go to Athens. It's so
Okay.
cool.
Have you been? You haven't been to Greece?
No.
You didn't do like
Nope.
press there or
No,
something?
it's not a
That's
giant
the thing with
market.
him is he's technically like has traveled to so many places, but
Right.
it's all been for like press. So he's never like actually like gone outside and gotten to like travel. Just like flies in, does the press junket, and then leaves.
But no, never to Greece.
Wow.
We need to make it happen.
Yeah,
You do.
We do.
Next place. Next destination.
Yeah, let's add that on there.
Okay, so Mamma Mia,
Yeah.
Greece.
I know. I'm trying to think.
I want to go to Narnia.
Oh. Okay.
It's so crazy you said that
where
because
is
I was going to
that?
say Bridge to Terabithia.
Oh,
Like I was trying to think of some like.
that is way too sad of a movie.
I know.
Yeah, that
That's
is a
why.
sad
Well, that's why I
movie.
didn't say it. That's why I was still thinking it. But we were on
People
the
are
same page there.
still hurt by that.
Yeah. So sorry. I'll retract my answer. Let me think of.
Okay, wait. So where would that where would like Narnia be located?
See, that's really, through the closet.
Right.
You just
like,
walk through the closet and that's Narnia. I know. I'm like, I don't think it has an actual location. The like diehard Narnia stands are like, what? Yes, it does.
I think I'm going to go with like what I've been watching recently.
Oh, no.
Hey.
She has not stopped watching this.
Oh,
I will
gosh,
technically have
what did it say?
because the second part hasn't come out yet. Well, by the time this comes out, it'll probably be out. Bridgerton.
Oh, yes.
She was
She knew
very
what I meant
late
before I
to
said
the
it.
game. She just started it like a week and a half ago.
Wait, the whole Bridgerton
Yes.
franchise?
Yes.
What?
No one told me, which my friends were like, what are you talking about? It's been all over the internet. I was like, yes, but no, we don't like watch show. I don't watch like things.
Yeah.
It, like, I don't know. I'm just bad with sitting down and watching things.
That's
but
okay.
I was like, I texted my girlfriends and I was like, have you guys watched Bridgerton? And they were all like, yeah. And I was like, bro, why didn't any of you say anything?
Oh my gosh, it's such a great show.
I'm obsessed with
obsessed.
it. I watched it all in 6 days. All first season, second season, and half of season 3.
Did you watch Queen Charlotte yet?
I just started it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I liked that. Some
Yeah.
people didn't, but I really liked it.
I like it a lot. I
Yeah.
love like learning like the backstory. It's basically like the queen in the show, her like how she became like queen and her like younger self.
Okay.
And the casting for it, I feel like is really good.
It was really good. It was really good.
Is there like a 2-3 sentence summary of what Bridgerton is about?
Yes. So Bridgerton is a family.
I learned that. I thought it was a place.
Yeah, I did too before I started it.
Okay.
It's basically like what life like was then, and each season kind of like covers a different like child of the Bridgerton family and like their like how they found like love. So it's like all of like the balls. This is more than one sentence or 2 sentences, but it has like all of the dances and like the how people would like court each other then.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
All right.
yeah.
Well, I'm going to leave that to you.
So I would say thank you. It's fine. I enjoy
I
it
know.
that way.
Yeah.
I would say, yeah, somewhere like one of the like castles in there because I love like English,
gosh,
like
yeah.
that feel.
Yeah.
Like the English countryside is like my favorite thing. So
Yeah.
one of the places there.
Yeah.
I love that vibe.
That's good.
I'll let you have that one.
It's allowed. Okay, so I'm so excited to talk about this campaign that you're doing because I am a big fan of Seize the Awkward, Ad Council Seize the
Really?
Awkward, and I've been like following them on social media for like a couple years.
Yeah, they've been around for a long time. Yeah,
Yeah.
they've
They have
been
like
doing
all
a
those
good job.
commercials too, right? Their
Yes,
commercials
yeah.
are
Ad
great.
Council, like they're so good at what they do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so when I found out that you were doing this, I was so excited because I have been like wanting to amplify what Seize the Awkward has been doing.
Right.
Because it's so important. And that was like kind of the first thing that I learned when I started this mental health journey is like how important like having those conversations are. So your little campaign with them is called Capture the Convo. And I want to know like how did this start? Like what was your like vision behind it? Did you know about who they were before you did it?
Yeah, so I've known about Ad Council for a really long time, actually, too. And I've seen their Seize the Awkward campaigns as well. And I've even worked with them in the past doing like social media posts and, promoting certain things. And that's been really amazing working with them through like social media. And I guess I still am, but I got to direct my first campaign, which was so awesome. And I have always just been an advocate for mental health, and it's also just something like really close to my heart because I feel like just growing up in the public eye and just like receiving a lot of opinions, I don't know, it can take a toll on your mental health, and it's something that I don't know, I'm just very passionate about. And I feel like when I'm talking to my friends, like I can tell them anything, and like same with my family, like I have a really good support system.
That's
and
great.
They're the ones who like really help me like get through difficult times. And that's really what Seize the Awkward and the campaign Capture the Convo is really about. It's taking control over like your mental health and having those conversations with your friends and family, and seeking help when you can, and having these awkward conversations. And just because they can be daunting, they can be scary, you know?
Yeah.
But it's so important to have them. So kind of, we wanted to just make something that was kind of like an example of ways that you can reach out to a friend. It doesn't have to be scary. You could just be, you know, in your backyard at the kitchen table. We could be having a sleepover and we could talk about it. It doesn't have to be like something that you have to like set up. You can ease into it, and it can be normal. It could be part of your normal conversation. Yeah.
It's something that's like so important, but for some reason it's so scary.
Well,
like,
it's so simple,
yes,
but so scary and complex behind just the like people ask us all the time. They're like, because we have a mental health podcast now, and we don't claim to be like, you know, professionals on anything. But people ask us like, you know, what if you could give one piece of advice, you know, for somebody wanting to take that next step with their mental health? I always say the same thing, which is, and it's a bit cliche and it's a bit simple sounding, but it's just start talking.
Yeah.
Just like as soon as you start talking, whether that's with a therapist, with a friend, with a family member, whoever, it immediately is just going to lift this weight off your shoulders. And, you know, the next steps will show themselves. But it's the hardest step. But it's the first one, and it's the most important one, is just start talking to whoever it is.
It's so true. Which is it's a simple step, but the hardest step.
Yes.
You know? I think people are scared to be judged or what people will think or that they're not going to be understood. But when you have those people that, you know, they're your friends or they're your family, they're people that, you know, you can talk to them about other things. Why wouldn't they be open to chatting with you about that? And actually, research shows that 76% of like young adults and like teenagers usually confide in a friend when it comes to like mental health or like when they're going through something, which is really interesting. And that's kind of like why we wanted to do something like this, because we want people to kind of have the tools to have these conversations and not just like kind of go into it blindly. So if they know that they have a friend that's going through something, they can maybe see the signs, you know when to reach out, know what to even say, or, you know, just, you know, have some help forming that conversation. I think that's really important, especially since we're kind of just like thrown out into this world and, you know, everyone talks about mental health, but sometimes we don't even know where to start. And like you said, the first step is just talking. That's literally what you have to do to even conquer what you're going through. So meeting people where they're at is like really crucial to, you know, to getting the help you need.
Yeah. And I love that it's like targeted towards the younger generation, because that's when we should be learning how to like have those conversations. Like if I would have known like so much like younger in my life, like how to like have that conversation with someone, like I feel like I would have saved myself and my friends like a lot of hurt and like just feeling comfortable with not being okay, because it's so like, oh no, I have to be fine like all the time. But actually knowing that it's okay to not be okay is actually like such a safe thing.
It is
to be able to do.
Well, yeah, it's something that like you should be proactive about. It's, I mean, we talk about this, but you shouldn't, you know, have to wait until your world crumbles and you're at rock bottom. And it's like, okay, now I'll start talking. Like, it should be something that we, you know, show our youth like it's normal to do this, because it's going to set you up for success and happiness in the long run.
Yes. Something that we just need to stress among everyone, specifically teens and young adults, but truly everyone, is that there's always help out there. You know, there's always someone you can talk to. There's always a resource that you can go to.
Yeah. And it's so sweet that, like, I love that this is actual like video, like capturing these conversations. Because when I started following Seize the Awkward, it was literally just like, you know, the little graphics of like people having the conversation or like swipe. So actually seeing, you know, someone like you know, talking to Kenzie, like having that conversation is like, I feel like it's like, oh, like they're talking about it, I can do it too.
Yes. We hope to set a good example, you know. I mean, we don't know everything, we're not experts, but we are people, and we just, we want to help people. And I think it was really great that Kenzie was able to do Seize the Awkward, Capture the Convo with me, because we have like a long history together. She's one of my good friends.
Yeah.
And people really received it well, and they really enjoyed it, and I think it hit a lot of people's hearts. I think it helped people.
Yeah, I love her. Her episode, actually, fun fact, is our second most watched episode on YouTube.
I'm not surprised. It's Kenzie. I love her.
She was great.
She's the sweetest human. Today's her birthday.
I know.
What?
Yeah.
Oh
Happy
my
birthday.
God.
Yeah.
Happy birthday, Kenzie.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I didn't know what to expect with her coming in, but she just left, and we were like, can we adopt her?
Yeah.
She's perfect.
Yeah.
We like put her in our pocket, and then she ended up coming to our gala for our nonprofit, and it was just
sweet.
like it was just like so kind. Like she could easily,
So
and
sweet.
I get the same energy from you. Like could easily just be like, nope, like I'm too good for that. But
Yeah.
just,
No,
like,
Kenzie's not like
shows
that
up.
at all.
Yeah.
She's like
Just
doesn't have
shows
a
up.
bad bone in her body. Like
Yeah.
she's just a good person.
That's great.
She's a gem. So is there like a goal? You may have already answered this. Is there like a goal or a dream for this campaign that you want to like get across to people?
Honestly, I just want to help as many people as I can. For this project, it was through, so it's a Seize the Awkward campaign, Capture the Convo, and the people who helped put it together, it's the American Foundation for Suicide Prevention
Yeah.
and the JED Foundation. So they were actually there on set helping us form these questions and have these conversations. So we had like professional people who do this for a living, who know all about mental health and, the best practices and the best things to do. And I feel like I learned a lot, and I think having them there and having them a part of this helped so much with kind of how the whole thing, I guess, ended up, you know,
like came to be.
Like came to be, because we had help when making it and when creating these questions and curating this conversation. And I think it's really important for people to know that like people, like it went through like a whole thing. So people really can trust this information that, we're putting out, so they're like, well, is this the right thing? It's like, no, like professionals like actually helped with this thing. And it's not just me behind it. We have people who have been doing this for so long for their careers. So it's something that you can look at as an example, and something that you actually can do to get help. And I think what's really good about it as well is like we can start the conversation, and if you ever need anything else, or if you need more answers to like your questions, like seizetheawkward.org has all the information you need, all the resources. If you feel like you need to talk to someone that's not a friend, if you feel like you need to talk to a therapist, like they have a bunch of resources there that you can go to find help, So I think that's really important for me as well when putting this out, where it was like, it wasn't just me just, I guess, going off of my brain about mental health. They really helped me kind of create this conversation and make sure we put out something that's, I guess, lucrative and, something that's really real and something that's really helpful. So my one takeaway, or the one thing that I hope people take away, is that they can always get help no matter what. And I hope that when they see the videos, they felt like it was like a warm hug. That was something I really wanted people to get from the video, because like we were talking about before, like mental health, it can be, it could be draining. It could be, it can, bring you down sometimes when you're talking about it. But I wanted people to leave feeling kind of uplifted and not sad, because these are serious topics and it does get sad. But I think it's important for people to see that it doesn't always have to be. And you can have these conversations without having to, I said this already, but be scared, honestly, because it's scary opening up sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah, and we'll link like Seize the Awkward and everything down below in the show notes too, because I love them, and this campaign is great. So go watch all of all of that after we're done here.
Yeah, it's really awesome that you're using this incredible platform that you have to do that. Like, not everyone does that, so
Thank you.
that's great.
I appreciate it.
You're a wonderful human.
Thanks.
So for those of you who don't know, I have struggled with my gut health my entire life. And the only product that I've used that I've been able to implement every day, very small action you can implement that makes such a big difference and has made a huge difference in my life over the past few years is Seeds DS-01 Daily Symbiotic, which has so many benefits to it. It has cardiovascular benefits, gut benefits, digestion benefits, skin benefits. The list goes on. But since implementing this into my life, I feel like I'm able to live my life and actually like enjoy going out to eat with friends and getting to just live a normal life and not always having to think about what I'm eating. Another reason why I love Seeds DS-01 is that it's travel friendly. We travel a lot. And so it's very easy for me to just pack up my little travel vial that comes in the welcome kit. I still have it literally from years ago. And I use that whenever we travel so that I can stay on top of taking my little capsules, 2 capsules daily. But if you're interested in trying this, if you're just like curious to try it, because I rave about this product to everyone that I meet, you guys need to try it. Trust your gut with Seeds DS-01 Daily Symbiotic. Go to seed.com/thesqueeze and use code 25thesqueeze to get 25% off your first month. That's 25% off your first month of Seeds DS-01 Daily Symbiotic at seed.com/thesqueeze and use code 25thesqueeze. You guys, you need to try it. I'm so excited for you.
On the note of mental health, you were very young
Yes.
when you started on reality TV.
I was.
When you first think back to those times, what's like the first like memory feeling that pops into your brain?
Ooh, that's a good question. I think, it just depends because I was on Dance Moms from the age 9 to 15. It the last episode aired when I was 16. So like a really long time. And I feel like at every age or maybe like different stages, I felt different ways about it, you know? I think I look back at it and it feels like a fever dream, honestly.
Yeah.
But honestly, something that I remember is just like me just loving to dance, you know? And it always just started out as that, something that like, it just all started out as like me just having a passion and a love for dance and performing. And I feel like that's what I remember the most about it. Like I just loved being on stage all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What effects do you think being on the show had on your childhood positively and negatively?
That's actually a really good question because I feel like, yes, the show had to do a lot with it, but it was also not just, you know, the physical show, but there's also people outside watching the show.
Yeah.
That there's also just growing up and being a teenager and a young adult on a show and in just, I mean, it's reality, but also like in real life too, that's not filmed.
Yeah.
I feel like it's just like a combination of everything, you know, it's not just one thing, but I feel like growing up on a reality TV show, it kind of shaped me in a way where I feel like I know how to handle certain situations, which actually I'm really grateful for because I feel like I can work well with difficult people sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
That's funny.
Like I like know how to work with difficult people.
That's funny.
But it's been, you know, it was a crazy ride, but and although like maybe I don't always have like the fondest memories, I always like am so grateful that I did it, and I'm grateful for like where it's brought me now. You know, I look at some of the things that I've been able to do, and it would have been a lot harder to do without you know having that show. So I'm really great. It's what brought me out to LA.
Yeah.
I probably wouldn't even think to apply to UCLA or you know, or even just audition, you know? So I learned so much from it, and I've learned so much after the show too. And I just, with everything I do, I kind of just, even if it's not like the most positive thing, I always try and like see the good in it or the positive in it, because I'd rather live life that way.
Yeah.
I don't want to live a life of regrets. My parents taught me that from like a young age, you know, even if you like make some mistakes, like you learn from them, don't dwell on it. And I mean, it's easier said than done, but,
For sure.
but it's something I try to practice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When because I watched the show, just FYI.
Did you?
Oh, yes.
Oh my gosh.
Me and my family
I love that. I had no idea.
would not miss an episode. I remember one time, I don't remember if I told Kenzie this, did I?
I don't know. Kenzie sat down and he was like, I'm a huge fan, and like literally threw up on her, and she was like, wait, what?
One time, it was, I want to say a Teen Choice Awards.
Okay.
And I saw that all of you were in the audience. And I remember telling my publicist, I was like, I need to meet the Dance Bombs girls. Like, and this was, I mean, you were like young. Like,
I think I know exactly which one you're talking about,
Yeah.
because that was like our first award show too that we had ever gone to. And like, it was the coolest thing ever for us. Cause one, we were dressed in like gowns. I don't know. It was weird. Like what you think of like an 8-year-old would wear, like tutus. It was that.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh my
Oh
gosh.
yeah, I was so starstruck. I was like, I need to figure out how to meet them.
Meanwhile, that's like the creepiest thing.
I know.
No, honestly,
You probably have some creepy stories.
Me?
Yeah. Just from people. I don't know.
I mean, I've had a lot of creepy stories, a lot of weird experiences.
I promise I wouldn't have been creepy, but
No, I know. But it's funny that you bring that up, because that literally was the first big event that we ever
So
went to, and our
fun.
first encounter with celebrities too.
Right.
So when I tell you, we were like gagged the whole time.
Oh my gosh.
Like we all started crying because like Justin Bieber was on the carpet.
Yep.
And like we were all like at the edge of the carpet, and we were all like crying, and finally like literally crying, and they were like, what, like, girls, you have to like move. And Justin Bieber was like, oh, like you can come in. And we went and got a picture with Justin Bieber on like the blue carpet, whatever color carpet it was.
Yeah.
And that was cool. That was cool. We met.
She's like, and that was the highlight of my life.
no.
She's like, it's up there.
It all kind of went downhill from there. I'm joking. But I just remember it was like the coolest thing ever, being like, I think I was like 11 then.
yeah.
And I feel like I did meet you there. Did we meet?
I don't know.
I'm going to ask my mom.
Okay.
Because she would know.
Okay.
She would know.
I know.
I'm going to ask my mom.
I don't remember if it ever happened.
Because I feel like if we met you, we definitely have a picture.
Okay. Wouldn't that be great? If
I'm gonna
that
have to
exists, we're
look.
linking that.
Do you think that would be on the internet somewhere?
I mean, maybe.
Okay, I have to remember.
Okay, but I need to go back to my question, because this all started with me being a fan. And my question is, when you're that age and on, a reality show, are you able to differentiate what is real life and what is, dramatized, whatever, fabricated for the show?
Yeah.
Because it's so young. Like I would think that would be very difficult to like, do they really mean this? Like, what is this real? Is this the show? Like, what is it? Like, today I wouldn't be able to do that. So I can't imagine a 10-year-old.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because the original girls who like started off on the show, like the show just wasn't scripted. Like it was an unscripted reality show. So none of our moms are actors. Same with us at the time. Like we didn't do this. We're just a regular like dysfunctional crew from Pittsburgh.
So they're not like telling you, lines to say.
No,
like,
not necessarily. I mean, we had producers, and of course, people put you in situations to get aggravated, but usually like what they think would like aggravate people, like it would be something completely different, something from like 5 years back, like I feel like for me, the show was like, that was my life, and it was very real. And I think most of the girls from the show, like whenever things happen, like we weren't actors, those tears were real. Like when our moms were upset, like they were genuinely upset.
Wow.
I mean, maybe as like the later seasons came on, when like people came onto the show, like they kind of knew what it was. So I think they thought it was fake coming in sometimes.
Right.
So when things were said, like we would be hurt and they wouldn't understand why we were hurt. We're like, no, like these are our actual feelings.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say like, I've always said this, like the show wasn't scripted. And for me, I wasn't acting. It was, for me, it was just very real. And I think it's interesting because I think maybe some things, maybe like later, as later seasons went on, like where people would say things, but they didn't really mean it, but they were doing it for like television.
Yeah.
That didn't connect with me until I left the show. And I didn't, and I would be really hurt, but I didn't really understand what was happening until like after the show, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. I fell off at some point. I loved the OGs. You know,
thanks.
You included. Like that.
Thanks.
Yeah. As soon as it's kind of like The Bachelor. I also watched The Bachelor.
He loves reality TV.
And do you actually?
Yeah. It's a problem. But yeah, like I feel like the same thing with The Bachelor. Like people caught on, and then it just became different. And then like that's when I kind of stopped watching, and it was the same with Dance Moms, but loved your seasons.
So I grew up dancing. I like danced my whole life. Like started dancing in college, and then I ended up switching to nursing. But the reason why I quit dance, and like I was literally like a dance major.
No way.
I quit because I felt like I stopped, like my love for it kind of went away because it like really became like school, and I was like literally like graded on like my tondus and like just like stuff that dance was always like my escape and how I expressed myself, and it turned into something that wasn't enjoyable. So I was like, I want to keep this like positive and walk away from it. And for you, like, how has your relationship with dance been? Like, has it always like felt like, were you able to keep it that like safe space even throughout the reality show? Like, how has that been for you?
It was kind of on and off. At a certain point, I mean, for most of the show, like I still really love to dance, but I would say like the last season was really hard. Just because I feel like I don't even know. Like the last season was just really hard, and I feel like a lot of people at that age kind of go through like an identity crisis with dance. Like, so I of course I loved it, but it felt just so mechanical at a certain point. Like we were robots, and we were just, you know, it was our job. It really just became our job. Yeah. So we would just do what we had to do to get through the week. Yeah. And, so I kind of lost the love for dance when I ended the show, for sure. Like I took like a year off from dance, and I just did not enjoy it. And I won't get into it too much because like it's like a whole nother story, but I ended up going back to it. Like I had a conversation with some of my mentors, and they just gave me some really great advice, and they got me back to dancing, and I haven't stopped dancing since then. So I only took a year off from dance after the show, and then I went right back to dancing, getting into the studio and working on my craft and all that stuff, you know. And it's always been a part of me. And I even now, so in college, I ended up joining a dance team on campus. It's just a student-run dance team. And it was one of the best parts of my college experience, for sure. We just had like our end of the year showcase a few weeks ago, and it was like so bittersweet, you know. But it was just so nice to finally like dance for fun. We would perform at basketball games and events that UCLA had, you know, and it was just the best time. You know, I got to choreograph for like the first time. So I created some pieces on my own, and I did big groups, like I did a group dance with like 25 people in it. And then I choreographed small groups and solos and trios. And it was just a great time for me to be creative, and it made me love dance even more, which I didn't think was going to happen as I got older. You know, I'm like, I feel like it would fizzle out. And I feel like even now, after college, I am ready to like keep continuing with dancing and taking those classes and working on my technique and keeping up with my craft, which I'm really excited to do because I'll have more time to do that once I graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, that's so fun. I know that's something that I always like. I'm like, where do like 27-year-olds that like haven't danced in 5 years like could use a good stretch? Like I like am actually like dying to take a dance class. Like,
Oh we should take one together.
okay, well bring me to one that's like I could do. Okay, because I haven't like danced in a while.
Been a hot sec.
I can't. Like, I'm not as flexible. I used to be like the really bendy, stretchy, flexy one.
Love that.
And I'm not that. Well, I think compared to the
okay.
average
That's
human,
okay.
I'm flexible. But
Of course.
For sure.
But for myself, like, I'm like, oh, this is so sad.
Yeah.
Like,
when
I'm
things
like,
start to hurt, like
Yeah.
my split never hurt me before.
Yeah.
Like, and like getting down to a split takes some work now.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oof. No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you let me know when there's an easy class.
I'll let you know.
I'll come
What
join.
style did you do?
I did like everything. I didn't do any ballroom, but basically
Okay.
like everything else.
Oh,
like
so
ballet,
cool.
tap, jazz, hip hop,
Amazing.
modern, contemporary, all of that
Okay. Well,
stuff.
it's a date. We'll do it.
Yeah,
we'll
you
do
guys
it.
need to do something.
I love it. It's so fun. I think about it all the time. I know. I always wonder, like, in my head, like, when will I stop dancing? Because there's actually not, like, I hear music and I'm actually, like, choreographing things in my head.
I don't think you should ever stop dancing.
Right.
Yeah.
I like genuinely. I don't
Yeah.
think you should ever stop dancing.
Yeah.
You know?
I do it, like, around the house to myself.
To yourself.
Yeah.
To yourself.
Yeah.
You got to show me some of these numbers.
LOL. I just make them all up in my head. That's what I
Do
was
you like
doing.
do turns and like on your kitchen floor? I used to do that.
Sometimes I do, but our dog jumps on me whenever I start to dance, so
yes.
I can't do
Oh
those
yeah,
turns
she does.
anymore.
When we start to dance, I don't know if she hates it or
No,
loves
she gets
it.
excited. She like jumps up on. I think we're playing. That's
She
what
wants in
thinks.
on it.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's
Yeah.
like, teach me a few of your moves.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I play music in my car, Taylor's like, "Why are you listening to sad songs?" I'm like,
Oh
"'Cause you can
yeah.
dance, so-"
I'm like, I like to drive to like bangers. You know,
Yeah.
I want to get amped, and
Yeah.
she just drives to the saddest.
Oh I listen to sad music.
Yeah.
Like it's most of the time it's sad music,
Yeah.
and I don't know why.
Yeah.
I could be so happy, and I'm just like,
I know.
listening to sad music.
I'm like vibing out to like the saddest like Bon Iver song ever.
Yeah.
I'll even like, even if I'm listening to like just like something upbeat and something just not sad at all. Sometimes I'll start to cry. I'm like, wow, like it hits home. I'm
Yeah.
like, yes,
Just strikes a chord.
strikes a chord.
I love that. Okay, I have a question for you Taylor, I can't take any credit for this question because Taylor asked it, but I'm going to ask you this. He asked Kenzie this question, and I thought it was a really good question.
Thank
so
you. It's because I'm a true fan.
I wanted to ask you this question. So let's say if you were hired as like a consultant for a reality TV show involving kids, what
Yes.
advice would you give them to implement what advice would you give that was something that was implemented for you as a child?
Oh my gosh. That is a good question.
I know. Yeah, it got me thinking. I'm
Can
like,
you say I know because you thought of the question?
what?
She said such a good question. You're like, I know.
He knows. He knows.
You know.
I do know. That's why I thought of it.
You know what? I really don't even know. I feel like yeah, that's such a hard question. I feel like dealing with kids is just very interesting. And as a child, like growing up in that world, I don't even know like what would have like made me feel better. You
Really?
know? I don't know. I hate to be that person that says I don't know, but
That was fine.
I genuinely like, I feel like there has to be so much that needed to change, yet I couldn't even like tell you one thing at the top of my mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess that like, I mean, I feel like having, okay. For me, it's a little different because reality was interesting. You know, I feel like you had like no privacy.
Yeah.
So for me, I'm like having a little bit of privacy, that would have been nice.
Yeah.
You know, like if we were crying, it would have been nice not
Having a camera. In
not
your
a
face.
yeah, but that's also like the point sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
Right.
and I never got over that. But for me, I'm like, okay, like just some privacy. And I guess like just certain boundaries, I would say. Like, I don't know. Also, more school on set would be great. I know some people are like, what? But for me, like I liked school. So having more school would have been nice. I also feel like having always having an adult on set with you, like always. My mom was literally always there, and if she wasn't there, like my granddad was there or something. Maybe not at dance, but like on the show, like having someone around who you trust and like a family member. I feel like that's really important. To make sure that when you're on sets, like, you know, your family or friends or whoever could be there.
Someone you trust.
Someone you can trust. Because I feel like, you know, when you're a kid, you should definitely have like your family around or like people who you trust. You know, I feel like that would help. I'm gonna do more thinking on that question though.
No, those are good.
That's a good question, and I haven't even really thought of that. So, What did Kenzie say?
I know. I'm trying to remember what she said.
I know. I don't remember.
We'll have to go back and look.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll clip it here in the episode.
Okay, love that.
I think they forgot that we were children a lot, you know, because we grew up so quick. But there were some times where it was like, okay, this is a little too much. Like, this is competing every single week, learning a dance in 3 days, but also like going from dance class to like 8 a.m. to then we'd have regular dance class after we would film. Just remembering that
kids are kids.
Kids are kids, and kids are allowed to feel tired, and kids are allowed to feel some type of way. So.
Do you have an opinion on that? Because I'm kind of curious.
No, I agree with you because I always had a parent with me. But I just feel like time like goes by. Like there's just like kids younger and younger that are on set and, you know, traveling and stuff without somebody. And the idea of that is scary to me. And I always had, you know, my mom or dad, which I think was, you know, very important. So I agree with that. What else did you say?
I mean, something for me that I feel like, I mean, this probably doesn't answer the question, but I do feel like a kid should only work if they wanted to work. You know, like
there's a lot of that too.
You know, like I feel like a kid should only work if they wanted to work. And that's kind of like how I was. Like my mom didn't force me to do anything. Like she kind of just like let me take the lead, and if there was something I wanted to do, she let me. But if there was something that I didn't want to do, she didn't force me to do it. She was like, that's fine. Because she wasn't from this world. She was a teacher. Like she did not care. She just wanted me to be happy. So she was like, if you want to do this, like, I'll support you. Same with my family. They were like, if you want to do this, like, we'll support you, but don't do it for us because we don't want to do it.
Same.
Like, literally, they were like, I don't want to do it. So this is up to you if you want to do it. So.
Yeah, I was lucky enough to have that as well. And that's definitely an issue out there. Because there's definitely a lot of, you know, child actors, reality stars that are, you know, fulfilling their parents' dreams or something.
I mean, and even on sets, like if there's something that a kid isn't comfortable doing, they shouldn't have to do it. Like if a kid isn't comfortable like having their first kiss on set, then they shouldn't have to do that. You know, like certain things like that.
Oh, that's such a good point. Okay, so you guys know that I tend to be more of a natural makeup girly. I'm not really like well versed in how to like properly do makeup. I grew up like dancing, so I knew how to do like cakey stage makeup that is like unacceptable for everyday use. But recently, my makeup artist, Kelly, she's amazing. She was telling me about this new mascara and some other products from Thrive Cosmetics. She was like, you need to use them. They're so simple, but she also loves using them and she's like a professional. But something else that's really cool about Thrive Cosmetics is they're bigger than beauty. And for every product you purchase, you donate to help a woman thrive. Women that are emerging from homelessness, surviving domestic abuse, fighting cancer. and so many more things. They believe that changing the world starts with a single ingredient, so they are vegan. 100% cruelty-free formulas containing proven ingredients without the use of parabens and sulfates. So it's so cool to like find products that do good, not just on your skin and on your face, but also help give back. My favorite product that I've been using from them is their Liquid Lash Extensions mascara. You guys, oh my gosh, this mascara is insane. This was the product that my makeup artist was like, you like absolutely need to try this and you need to keep it and never like give it away to anyone because it's amazing. But I'm sharing it with you guys today because you guys need to try this out. Refresh your everyday makeup look with Thrive Cosmetics luxury beauty that gives back. Right now, you can get an exclusive 10% off with your first order at thrivecosmetics.com/thesqueeze. That's Thrive Cosmetics, CAUSEMETICS.com/thesqueeze for 10% off your first order. You guys get your hands on that mascara. So you recently had shared this video on TikTok. So there was, the Dance Moms reunion.
Yes.
And the internet definitely had some things to say about like why you weren't there. And you posted this video, which I've like so much respect for you doing. But can you just kind of share with us did you feel like you had to do it because there was like just an influx of like false narratives out there? Or what was your reasoning behind it?
Yes and no. I mean, I don't owe anyone an explanation, it's my life. I'm literally about to be 23 years old. Like I was teenager on the show. So like, don't really need to no one really like is entitled to like an explanation. But something that I did want to keep in mind was like, I don't want people writing my narrative. I don't want people saying things or like putting words in my mouth or just saying like I don't know, like contorting like what I'm actually how I actually feel, you know. So I thought it was important for me to say something to clarify some things because usually I just try to stay out of it, and usually like for comments I'm like I honestly don't really even look at comments just because I can't do it. It's good for my mental health
for sure
not to look at them. But I was seeing a bunch of comments surrounding the reunion show and asking why I wasn't doing it. And then people were like, well, it's because, she was doing sorority stuff. And they were like, oh no, like actually she really wanted to do it. She was just busy. And I'm like, no, I didn't want to do it. I was just like, I don't know. I just thought it was important for people to know like, hey, if you don't want to do something, you do not have to do it.
Right.
And that's the reason why I'm not doing it.
For me.
It wasn't for me. And also a lot of the people who like follow me, like they grew up watching me and, not that they like I owe them an explanation, but I do feel like a part of me does want to tell them because they followed me for so long, and I feel like it would be nice for them to like have like a little insight. And I know, people probably want me to say more, but honestly, at this point, I just like I genuinely just did not want to do it. I love those girls, I still hang out with like pretty much all of them,
Yeah.
And I wish them well in all their successes, and and I'm really proud of the girls that went on the show and talked about their experience on it, because it's hard to talk about it, but I feel like I still just was not ready to touch that yet, especially like with all those cameras there again and like the same people, I need I'm still kind of like taking it step by step. And also like I'm happy, and I feel like opening that up would like it would create a whole nother thing. And I'm just like, I didn't want to not do it to like create stir. That wasn't necessarily the reason. I even said in the video, I was like, I'm not making this video to like get attention, because like I wasn't going to do it because I kind of just wanted to not be seen in that. I was just and not that I'm ashamed, I'm just like I just didn't want to draw more attention, which I know it draws attention, but I just didn't. But I don't know, it was like it's a whole bunch of emotions, but my gut was just telling me no. Like
Yeah.
I just did not need to do that. I'm happy.
I think that's the biggest point, is that when you're in such a positive, happy, healthy place of your life, it's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Yeah,
You know?
exactly. And I was just like, I couldn't bring myself to do it.
Yeah.
I thought about it. But it was a pretty quick no though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, no.
Yeah.
I feel like people forget too, like, you've talked about this show like so many times, and like there just like comes to a point where you're like, I'm living my life, and like, yes, I like enjoy, like you have no ill feelings towards it, like you love the show, you love the people, whatever it is, but you're just like at a point where you're like, I don't need to talk about this like every single
It's like
second.
beating a
Right.
dead horse. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, it's like you with Twilight questions.
Yeah, it's no ill feelings
Yeah, it's
towards
no ill
Twilight.
feelings.
Like
Yeah,
I'm
feelings,
so
yeah.
appreciative of that.
Yeah.
But I've talked about that,
So
an
many
actual
times.
million times.
Yeah.
So it's like I just want to talk about something else.
Yeah.
Exactly,
Same thing.
exactly. And like people kind of, I guess, get it twisted sometimes because they'll say, "Oh, she's not grateful. She's
Yeah.
not grateful. She's not here. She didn't want to do it."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "No, like I've said so many times how
Yeah.
grateful I am for the show, and I'm not like scared to talk about it, but there are like doing that is just like opening up, that conversation again. I'm like, I don't want to talk about it right now.
Yeah.
Not right now. Maybe in a year or so, or I don't know. I'm not saying I won't ever talk about it, but like at that moment, I was like, I'm just not here to talk about it.
You're the only person that knows what's best for you.
Yeah,
So that's all
yeah.
that should matter.
Thank you.
The video your TikTok had actually just like come up on my For You page. And I think I had seen some of the like reunion videos prior. So I knew that like you and some others weren't there.
Yeah.
And when your video came up and you were just like, I don't do it because I didn't want to do it, I was like, this girl knows how to set healthy boundaries. And it was like, I was like, this is amazing. Like, I honestly hope that people like watch that video and they're like inspired to like create that healthy boundary, because I watched it and I was like, oh, great. She's setting a healthy boundary. Good for her. Like she's able to do that. Not saying that those other girls like aren't setting boundaries that did it.
They definitely have. And I mean, I think a lot of the girls who, especially the OG girls who like went on, they've had like a little bit more distance with the show because they left the show earlier, so they've had like a little bit more distance with it, and also everyone like heals at a different pace, and like they like everyone just lives their different lives, and it's so crazy how people are still talking about it to this day.
Yeah.
It's so random. And also like when you were saying how it shows like setting a healthy boundary, it wasn't even like, I'm so happy that, it showed people that when it really wasn't my intention. I was just speaking from my heart. I was like, just no, and that's okay. And people really understood. I mean, I didn't read all the comments, but I read some of the comments and they're all really nice and very kind. They're like, you don't owe us like an explanation. Like no means no, like no is a full sentence,
Yeah.
And they were saying, I saw a few people too that were like, I'm going to learn from this, and anytime I don't want to do something, like I'm just going to say no because I don't have to, which it wasn't even my intention to do that, but I'm so happy it did that because it helps people, and that's literally all I want to do. So it made me happy. It made me happy to see people I guess getting some inspiration and some courage from it.
Yeah. No, you're a great example for people without even trying to be.
Yeah.
So that just like speaks towards your character.
Thanks.
Yeah.
Something that we talk about quite a bit on this podcast is body image. Mm-hmm. We've had, a lot of guests come on and talk about it. I've been pretty open about struggling with body image. Mm-hmm. You shared with us that that's something that you've had to deal with. Mm-hmm. I can only imagine, from reality TV to the internet and social media just fuels that fire. Mm-hmm. Is that something that you still struggle with, or how did you overcome it?
I feel like it's always going to be something I deal with, you know? I feel like I'm never going to just be like, oh my gosh, like, I am so okay. I am like never going to feel differently about my body ever again. I think especially as a dancer, like you are just so in tune with your body where it's like, and you critique it all the time, you know, about technical things, but then also like how it looks as well visually. And I feel like when I see comments sometimes saying like, oh my gosh, you need to get back into the gym. You need to start dancing again. I'm like, little do you know, I still dance. So that hurt a little bit more. So, like, you know, like people, I don't know. People will say crazy things. I mean, I think even on the show, not I think, you know, on the show, it was really hard to deal with body image as well. You know, because I was really curvy and, you know, the other girls are very skinny. And, you know, just growing up dealing not only with that as like a teenager, but having outside people look into it. You know, you're like in a fishbowl. Everyone's looking at you. And people feel the need to comment on it, which is so weird. And actually, I saw a video recently where they were like, if I, you know, make a video, don't comment about my body, even if it's something good, because sometimes it just feels backhanded. I feel that I'm like, I feel like we just need to stop commenting on bodies. Although sometimes when people are like, oh my gosh, the body is bodying, like, period, you know, I feel that, but I also feel in my heart that commenting on bodies can be damaging, you know. And I think that when I look at my body, I'm happy with it until someone says that they don't like it. You know, I feel like I'm honestly fine with the way I look. I'm happy with it. Like I have to remind myself often whenever I feel down about the way I look, because, you know, I don't dance every day anymore. And, you know, I was like a teenager on the show and people were like, you gained weight. I'm like, well, honestly, I sure hope I did.
I grew up.
I sure hope I don't
not
look
14 anymore.
I'm like, I sure hope I don't look 9 years old at 22, you know? So I'm like, okay, like that's probably a good thing. But I also try to remind myself too that like I'm healthy. You know, I'm healthy. I'm able to do the things that I love doing. And I'm happy. And I'm, you know, I feel like that's something that kind of gets lost too. And just, I mean, if you don't like the way I look, I don't care if you don't like the way I look. Just don't comment it. You know, like I genuinely, I don't care. Just don't say it. I don't know why people don't keep opinions to themselves anymore. Like, I don't know why they just feel like they have to say things.
I mean, because they can hide behind a computer screen.
It's true. It's true. Like, because
nobody would say that to your face.
No,
like,
I can't even think. Like, I genuinely, and even the people around me, I couldn't even fathom commenting something nasty on someone's page.
I know.
I just couldn't. I just really couldn't.
Yeah.
But the body image thing, it's going to be a journey, you know? It's something that I'm not always going to be happy with, but then other times I will be. And I think it's just always going to fluctuate, and that's okay. I feel like it's part of the journey, and, you know, I think hopefully we'll hit a certain point where I'm like, chill, you know? But I feel like I'm in a really good place right now, and it's always going to be something that I'm going to work on, like not letting what people say get to me, or even just like being in this industry and feeling like you have to look a certain way. Because not only is it just the comments, but it's also just being in entertainment, and, you know,
it comes with judgment.
And, you know, although I do think that we're finally heading in like a better direction, like when it comes to like diversity, you know, but there can be more, and it could be better, you know. So
That's great. Thank you for sharing that. I have the same answer when like people ask me, they're like, where are you at with it? I'm like, I'm better, but I don't know if I'll ever be. You know, like I think it's something I'll always struggle with, and it's going to ebb and flow. Like I have my good days and I have my bad days.
Yes.
Overall, I'm in a much better place, but it just doesn't poof and it's gone.
Yeah. And what you said about like being healthy, like that's a big thing that we've
The most important thing.
tried to like transition in our life. Like, are we being active to like better our mental health
For
and
the right reason.
get out of the house and move? Like, are we eating the right foods? Like, not just like, cutting carbs and things to lose weight, but like, are we actually like just like not eating processed foods? Like, are we eating good food for us? And that's been something that we've like really like worked on and
You should
implemented.
prioritize working out and eating and everything like that for your mental health, way before what you look like, naked in a mirror.
Yeah.
And that's what I have had to, shift my mindset to.
Yeah. Takes work, but
It takes work.
it's like rewarding. And I feel like it almost makes it more enjoyable to do those things when you're like, wow, I feel good. We're like health, like to a T. And when we eat processed food, it's like, I'm like unwell. After. Like not only is my stomach hurting, but like I almost feel like foggy.
Yeah.
So it's so like I enjoy actually like eating good food because it makes me feel good. And like in turn, over time maybe I can work out a little more. It'll help my physical shape too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's cool that
I'm trying to get to like eating less processed foods at some point.
You're in college.
Well,
it's
that's
hard.
what I was about to say. I was like, college has been rough, but that's also what I'm so excited about. To like focus on after college. Like I'm so excited to like have time to cook and learn how to make nutritious meals and healthy meals and go on walks and go on runs and just do all the things that I don't really get to do since I'm in college. I'm like studying and at a laptop 80% of the time.
Yeah.
Speaking of which.
Yeah. Speaking of which.
You just graduated college.
Yes, I did.
Congrats.
Thank you.
I'm sure that's going to be, wonderful to get that, behind you and look forward. Do you have any, I know you just graduated, so it's fine if the answer is no, but do you have any like, goals or career goals or dreams like next for you?
I have so many dreams and goals. I'm definitely a goal-oriented person.
Okay.
So yeah, those I will be conquering them after, like now that I'm done with school. With time.
Yeah.
Not going to be right away, but with time, I'll be on that journey.
This. Yeah.
But I'm excited. I have some fun projects that I'm going to start working on soon. So I'm really excited. I have stuff lined up, which is like such a blessing because, it's so scary, finishing college and not knowing exactly what you want to do. But what I do know is that I want to perform in any capacity. Like I'm a performer. So I'm excited to do that however that looks.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to get to see my family more, get to visit them, making my apartment a home because right now it's just like throwing stuff in it, running out the door, I'm excited to live like, even though it's not going to be slower pace, but like, I don't know.
It's a different kind of.
Yeah, just time and energy to focus more on like the stuff that you just aren't able to do when you're in college.
Exactly. Like I want to get back into, I used to be so good at Pilates. I want to get back into my Pilates grind.
You guys
go
should
back
do
to
that
yoga,
together too.
going to dance classes more often. Just doing all those fun things that like I haven't been able to do as much because of school, which I absolutely love school and it was a great experience for me. And I feel really grateful that I had like the privilege to even go. Like that's a huge milestone. But I'm really excited to see what life looks like after, because I've been working and doing school since I was 9 years old. So I've been doing both full time since then. So I'm really excited to have a break a break. Oh my gosh, like ever break. Unless I want to go back for something. But for now, forever break from school. And now I can really just like focus on my career and what I want to do, which I don't know. It's so weird to even think about. I don't know.
I bet.
Yeah, it's kind of scary too, though. It's like
Gosh.
anything can happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, for now, just sit back, take a deep breath, and enjoy it.
Thank you.
'Cause deserve
Thank you.
that.
Yeah.
Thanks.
As you're getting on a flight in the morning, which Taylor just found out we also are.
Oh, stop reminding me.
I can't believe. I wish the cameras were rolling when
It
I
was
said that.
so funny. You were like, what?
I can't believe that.
You were stunned.
Oh,
Absolutely stunned.
all right.
It's okay, babe.
The man
Lemon.
was too stunned to speak.
We'll get through it.
Lemon 7?
Yeah, let's do it.
All right. This is our last segment. It's
Okay.
fun little we have 7 questions.
Okay.
You can treat them as rapid fire. You can explain if you want. It's
I'm
all
not really
you.
fast, so this it probably won't be
Okay. That's fine.
I love
Okay.
that.
Number
Start us
1.
off.
What movie or song title best describes your mental health today?
Ooh. Oh, okay. It's a little vulgar, the song, but it's called The Thrill, and it's Wiz Khalifa, I think, but it's over the song, like he's rapping on the song, Walking on a Dream.
Oh.
Yeah.
And like the first verse of it, he goes, yeah, college educated, and she graduated.
Oh,
And,
okay.
yeah, it has a cool beat to it and just makes me feel it's like a very summer song. Maybe I mean, it doesn't like apply to me all the way because he says something like that doesn't apply to me, but that part, that specific line,
Yeah.
that applies to me. Like
Yeah.
so cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Love
that's
that.
that song.
That's your anthem right now.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah.
Right now, I play it every day.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Very timely.
We'll walk that song. Okay. Number 2 is how open are you with people in your life when struggling?
I feel like I'm pretty open.
Yeah.
I feel like I talk to my mom all the time. She's kind of like my comfort person. I talk to her. I talk to my best friend Jake, and I talk to my boyfriend a lot because he's like there with me like every day. So he sees when I'm going through it, and this man always has some good advice.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, he sees me at my worst, but it's good to have someone that you trust because
Yeah.
it took me a while to like trust. It takes me a while to trust people,
Yeah.
especially with like my emotions, because I feel very deeply. So when I do cry, it's like I don't know. It's very dramatic,
Yeah.
but for good reason.
Yeah.
It's
But
real.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
very real. It's very
Yeah.
real. And anytime I do it, he's like, it always throws him for a loop because he's like, he's like, you're just so strong, so I don't see you like this all the time. So when I do get really stressed out, he always helps me, and my mom does, and my friends do. I have really great people in my life, truly. Yeah. So if I ever
amazing.
need anything, I have people who I can call.
That's great. That's really special when
Love
you
that.
can,
Have
lower your walls and show that side to the people around you.
Yeah.
Okay, number 3. If you could only follow 3 social media accounts,
Oh.
can go across platforms,
Okay.
but only 3 accounts,
Okay.
what would they be?
Definitely a food account. I don't have one in particular, but definitely
Okay.
a food account
A
because I'm a
food account?
foodie.
Yeah,
Yeah,
same.
like I'm a foodie.
A Ratatouille account?
Yes.
That's going to be the title of this episode.
Ratatouille.
You guys,
Nia,
you should dress
Ratatouille.
Remy up as Remy the Ratatouille
Oh my gosh.
Oh,
That would
for
be really
for
cute.
Halloween.
I
You guys
don't
should
know
do
what that would look like because I haven't
A
seen it,
mouse,
but it sounds cute.
a rat, actually.
Okay. Huh. Is a rat cute?
He's cute.
This
Remy is.
Remy is very cute. Yes.
He's cute.
Okay, wait. I'm looking at a photo right now.
Look at him with his little hat.
Oh,
Yes, he just needs
a
the
little hat and spoon.
Yes, Remy just needs the chef hat. Yes, and a spoon, and maybe
That
some
was-
like. Yes, that's so cute.
Shelby said, look at his little eyes there.
Yes.
Oh, he is a cute rat.
He's so cute.
Okay. You need to watch the movie,
Yes, I do.
and then
He's
you
the
can like
chef.
form your own opinion and
Okay.
see like if
Look at him.
that's like the right choice for
Okay.
Remy, your dog, to do for Halloween.
I apologize for the Ratatouille judgment. He looks very handsome.
He's so cute. These photos are
I
adorable.
would
said, "Is
want to
he
hang out with
cute?"
him.
I mean,
Look at him with
he
the
is a
carrot.
rat, but he's so cute. So
Okay.
cute. Yes.
How did we get on Ratatouille again?
I said-
social media.
Oh,
You keep bringing it back to Ratatouille.
What did I say?
A food account?
Food account. An animal account for sure. Specifically Walter.
Walter.
Have you guys not seen Walter?
You know, I've
Okay.
a dog?
So a dog, and he's actually a Frenchie.
Oh.
And recently, I guess
Does
they
he
posted
sing?
a video. Yes, he okay, I'm gonna do an impression of him, but don't like he's
I'm
like
excited.
"Arr!" Like he talks like "Rawr, rawr, 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 rawr,
Oh,
rawr,
okay.
rawr, rawr, rawr." Like he like talks.
Wow.
He talks. He'll be like "Arr, rawr, rawr," and I was like, it's crazy. He kind of talks, and yeah, he's really entertaining. And recently, I guess like yes.
Your impression was spot on.
Right? Yeah.
Wow.
Look at him yelling.
Oh my gosh. He's hitting some notes.
Yes. And recently, I guess the neighbors called the cops because they thought someone
Sounds
was
like
like
someone's
screaming.
yelling.
And they came to like they went to like the woman's door, and she was like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. That's my dog." And like they made sure that like nothing, but she was like, "No, it's like literally my dog."
She's like, he's famous on
He's
TikTok.
famous. You don't know
like,
him?
Right.
He's
That is
famous.
crazy. It
I
does.
followed him for years. Like
That was a really
literally
good
years.
impression.
Thank
Yeah,
you,
that
thank
was
you,
good.
thank
That
you.
was
I make
good.
the impression a lot, honestly. That and a seal impression.
Oh.
What's this?
Yeah, I like doing
That's good.
like animal impressions.
Maybe that's the career you go into. Animal impersonator.
Maybe. Call me for your next. Yeah,
Birthday.
Yeah. All my friends get annoyed when because I'm always like, yeah. Anyway,
That was great.
you have to do the clapping hands too.
Yeah,
Right.
have to. Have to.
Obviously.
Oh my gosh.
Okay. Those
that
are good
three?
ones.
No, that was
Oh.
two.
Okay.
Oh.
And the last one I would follow, my mom, because she's a queen.
Oh my gosh. I
That
love
makes
that.
sense.
Yeah.
I was
She
going
really
to
is.
say at Taylor Lautner.
Oh.
Taylor Lautner. But your mom. Your mom.
that's scratch my mom.
No, keep your mom. Keep your mom. She's cool.
But yeah, I feel like those would probably be the three. I feel like life would be so much simpler if I only followed
three
them.
accounts. Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's good. Okay. Number 4 is, what is your favorite form of self-care?
Ooh, okay. I think working out is my favorite. Yeah, I think it's my favorite just because, I mean, maybe massage is like a close second, but when I work out, I genuinely feel better after.
sure.
Even when it's like such a struggle to get there and I'm like just hating everything about my day.
Yeah.
If I work out, I will 100% feel better. I won't feel 100%, but I will feel better.
Yeah.
I won't feel worse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's amazing.
It kind of like clears my head. And I feel like any type of like, and it's not like just like going to the gym, like any
Yeah.
type of working out, whether that's like yoga or dance or Pilates, like any type of like activity, like physical activity helps me so much clear my head and make me feel like I'm on top of the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like it's such like a reset button.
It
just like
is.
whatever you're going into that workout with, you know,
It is.
whatever you're holding inside, it just like boop, it just resets you.
It does.
Yeah.
It's
I feel
such
like
a
it
great
makes me
release.
feel like more like accomplished too. Like I
Yes.
love being sore. Like when I'm sore the next day, I'm like, ooh, I did it. I did a good one.
Yeah.
But then I'm like excited to go like do it
Yes.
again. Like it gets me excited to work out, which I feel like is reverse psychology in a way. But it like gets me amped when I'm like, you know, I did a one good workout. I'm like, oh, that was great. Like
Yeah.
I want to do that again.
Keep it going.
Yeah,
Yeah.
keep it going. I don't know. It's a great feeling.
I love
yeah.
that. That's good.
All right, number 5. What would you say is the most misunderstood thing about you?
I don't know. I feel like I'm an open book.
Pretty open book.
Yeah, I'm a pretty open book. I feel like I don't know, honestly. I feel like people think that like I'm not doing well because of the show, because of Dance Moms, but I'm doing fine now. I feel like that's a really big misconception. Like,
Yeah.
of course, you know, there are still some things that, you know, I'm dealing with, but
Yeah.
I think some people like I'm happy, you know.
Yeah.
But I feel like people do see that. Like, I'm living my life. I'm happy.
Oh, you radiate all of that.
Yeah.
That's a hard one. I'm like, because I'm literally an open book.
That's great.
Yeah. Maybe it's not a misconception, but I think people like don't know that I'm like super close to my family. Like, my brothers are like my best friends.
Wow.
So yeah. A misconception is like I don't have a rest of the family. It's just my mom and I. But
right.
Yeah, but
funny.
like my dad, my brothers, like
There's a whole family.
There's a whole family.
Right.
Yeah.
So,
They're there.
They're there.
I love that. Okay, number 6 is who has had the most positive impact on your mental health?
Ooh. I would say my mom. Yeah. I would say my mom has the best impact on my mental health. Just because I feel like I could be having a really bad day and feeling really overwhelmed, but she'll just remind me to take it like one step at a time, and remind me like how proud she is of me, and that like I'm doing great. Like, just hearing that I'm doing great helps a lot.
Yeah.
So I would say her.
That's sweet.
That's great. All right. Last one, number 7. If you could go back to one moment in your life, what moment would that be, and what would you say to yourself?
Oh. Oh my gosh. I think I would go back to... Okay. I was in a good place here, but I did like an off-Broadway show. I was like 15. It was like the best experience of my life. But I would like tell 15-year-old Nia like to enjoy every bit of it. Like, not that I didn't, but like just to enjoy that moment.
Yeah. Because
that was one of the best jobs I've ever worked on, truly. And I've been like itching to like find a way to like get back there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like enjoy every minute of that, because it's such a special feeling being on stage in front of people performing every night. Like that was just like a dream come true. And when I heard the news that I even was doing it, like I literally cried. It was something I have worked for like my whole life. And I would just say like savor every moment of it, because they're rare. Like, getting to do that is so rare. Like, it's kind of like a 1 in a million type of thing, So
yeah.
Well, it's such good life advice in general.
Yeah.
Is like we take things for granted, and like, we never just sit in the moments we're in, and because we're always thinking about or worried what's next, and it's just such great life advice to just every little moment to just sit and savor it for a second, because you might wish that you could go back and do it all again. And life is special, and it's short, and it goes by quickly.
Yeah.
So yeah, just enjoy the little things.
Yeah. That's good.
Yeah.
That's good, baby.
That was great advice.
I didn't. I just took it off of Nia. She said it. I just said it
But
differently.
but you feel the same way.
Yeah.
Yes.
We all feel that. I love that. Well,
we'll include the
link
the
to
campaign.
the campaign
Oh,
below.
yes, please.
Yeah.
Thank you.
We'll leave that linked. Go
We'll
watch
be
that
so
now.
grateful
Lemon
for
Drops.
that.
Go watch
Yes.
this. You guys will absolutely love it. Nia, thank you so much for coming on.
Thanks
you
for
were just
having
like
me.
a joy and a light, and this has been like such like an uplift to our day.
Thanks,
So
thanks.
I mean,
Thanks
I
for
don't want to
having
speak for
me.
you, but I know I was feeling that, and I was assuming you were also feeling uplifted.
You know what? I was feeling it too.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Great.
Yep.
You know, so you could-
Amazing.
Thank you, Nia.
Thanks for having me. This was so
course.
great.